started.
Dunnel 6909. Okay. Well, let's try knight f3. Maybe we'll get in English this time. I played in English, but we kind of transposed into a different kind of line. So let's see what this turns into. G6. Okay. This could be like a symmetrical English. Let's go ahead and finish the fianchetto here. And put up the c-pawn. And then castle and see what black does. Oh, he just plays d5 immediately. Okay. He's going to take with the queen. I will certainly take that. The question is, what's the best way to exploit the position of his queen? The knight has one move here, and the knight can go one move that attacks the queen and defends the bishop. That's knight to h4. But then the queen just moves, and the knight maybe is not so well placed on h4. So probably the better move is knight to c3, kicking the queen and gaining a tempo. And then castling. So I would think that helped me, that transaction. I don't know if it's a big advantage, maybe just a little edge. Okay, so the bishop and knight are there in a position to be forked, right? So I can just push. Let's start this and see if he does anything about it. If I push again, is it really a fork? He takes, I take. Yeah, I have the knight and the queen on it, so. Okay, so that brings another defender. And now I can play e4 and threaten d5, right? e4, he can't take it. What else can he do? It's just a little bit strange to waste a few moves with the queen and then put your pieces in front of the pawns like this. It's just asking for trouble, basically. Oh, okay, he moves his bishop with tempo. That's good. He saw the threat coming and he dealt with it. So let's just get the rook out of trouble. Defend the pawn. I'm thinking now about queen to a4, yeah, queen a4 here. Hits the bishop. And where is the bishop going? If it goes back, once again I have this pawn fork idea. Yeah, supported by the e-pawn. And yeah, that bishop is not so easy to defend. Just, look around for those loose pieces and attack them. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Well, if it helps your development. Yeah, he had to retreat all the way back to that weird square. So, continuing this theme of trying to trap his pieces and fork them, how about b4? If I play b4, he can play b5, hitting my queen. Oh, but that leaves his bishop hanging. These pawns are not sufficiently defended at the moment. So if I play b4, he could take on d4 with the knight, and then I could play b5, trapping and winning his bishop. So let's try it. I'm getting a bit loose here. This is a loose piece and my rooks are not connected. This may have been a bad decision. Well, but we'll see if he can find a way to exploit it. I didn't see an immediate counter. Yes, the flip side of looking for loose pieces in your opponent's position is look for loose pieces in your own position and see if your opponent has a way to exploit them. And of course, if possible, avoid having loose pieces in your position. But it seems like, well, this move is a threat. He can play bishop to c4. He can take there. I did not expect that. That's just a piece sacrifice, which I have to accept because my piece is hanging. And then he can maybe take here with something, the bishop or the knight. The bishop has this nice diagonal looking at my undefended rook in the corner. Got to be careful about that. But, well, I'm a piece up, so if he just grabs a pawn here, then it's not a problem. Okay, so let's defend defend the pawn, connect my rooks, and I should be okay. So my somewhat peculiar play, but it was encouraged by my opponent's peculiar play. I didn't do it entirely of my own volition. Okay, so I have a loose b pawn here. This is well defended. So let's I want to move my queen away back to c2 probably. So let's defend the b pawn, and then I can move the queen here. And fortunately, he no longer has a light squared bishop to skewer the rook and the queen in this diagonal. And I'm hitting his knight. His knight is loose. And he didn't defend his knight. Gotta look for those little things. Okay, so that's two pieces, and he has one pawn for his pieces, and he's probably going to lose that. So if nothing horrible happens, I should win this, and I'm happy to trade queens. And activate my rook. Yes, I have a dead bishop here, but it does help to keep his bishop at bay. Yeah, he can defend that pawn now, so maybe this is going to be okay for him for the moment. Let's bring my rook back. I'm going to play knight to e5 to pile up on this pawn, but I wanted to also have the option of bringing the rook over. And if he trades, trades help me. So, it keeps the knight out of. He kept the knight out of e5 by pushing the pawn, but he doesn't have any good way to defend the c pawn, or does he? Yeah, that's good. That is a good way to defend. Taking advantage of my bishop, which, like I said earlier, is kind of out of play. So I'm going to bring this bishop back into play via c1 here. c1 to e3, and then redouble on the c file, and then maybe figure out a way to get the knight in there. Okay, so now I can protect with the rook, so that's working. But I always have this little trick. You bring the rook forward, and now you're threatening to take the pawn next to the pawn that you were attacking, because the rook in behind is undefended, so there's a pin on it. There's also just knight to e4. Maybe that would have been simpler, but knight e5 rather. He defended everything. Okay, so now knight e5. That's my only way to take care of this. Yeah, so now I'm crashing through. If he had gone to in e6 there, I still had that trick of taking the the trick of taking the c pawn there, or d pawn, taking advantage of the pin on the c pawn. So he drops back, and he's attacking this pawn. Keeping his material on is a good idea. He's got a passed pawn now, so I can try and get some play with that. And I'm going to force some more trades. Wherever the king goes, it's in line with one of these rooks, so I can I can force a trade. He's still defending this guy. This guy is under attack. Let's see how to do this. The king is going to come to e6 here. Ah, this is the way to do it. Put my rook up here to cover the e6 square and threaten pawn to e6. Yeah.
Check.
That's the way to break through. Okay, let's see. I can probably mate with just
Check.
the force I have on the board.
Black resigns.
Okay, another short game, but with some interesting moments. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.